What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another LEGO YouTube video. Today I'm going to be discussing kind of like an interesting topic in the kind of LEGO community, and in my opinion, it is the worst part about being a LEGO fan. And I feel like being a LEGO fan is one of the most fun hobbies I've taken up, but there's definitely a lot of negatives about the hobby that I'm sure a lot of y'all watching will probably relate to. And one issue I've recently come across is the expensiveness of the hobby, with some sets now exceeding more than $800 before tax, and $100 sets becoming more and more frequent. I just feel like recently LEGO has just become more expensive and unaffordable, which is definitely one of the worst parts about being a part of this community, is like only having LEGO money and little money for anything else because of how much LEGO you're buying and how demanding the hobby is on your wallet. And even though LEGO sets are more expensive in 2024, I feel like it's an annoying part about the hobby, but like far from the worst. I feel like, because like with the crazy price comes great quality, and I've had little issues with the quality of the LEGO sets that I've spent so much money on, so I wouldn't say it's entirely overpriced. It's like buying expensive computers or like an expensive phone. It'll kind of like dig a big hole in your wallet, but you're paying for quality and you most likely won't have to replace the thing that you are buying. And I feel like that's definitely true of a lot of the recent LEGO sets, maybe not so much with some of the older ones from the years, especially with those brown pieces, but for the most part, a lot of the LEGO sets that I've spent just so much money on are still in like mint condition from just sitting on the shelf, and there's not really any damage to them. So I feel like that kind of is a good trade-off with the higher price is like good quality. But I feel like another thing though is like LEGO has just such a diverse library of sets and themes now, is that there's truly something for everybody. But I feel like this definitely kind of presents a new issue though, and that being space, as since they're releasing just more and more sets than they ever have, and then they're also releasing more sets and more diverse sets, and they're also releasing larger sets. I feel like it's just really demanding on like finding space for every LEGO set that you want to buy, and I feel like this is probably the second worst part about being a LEGO fan, because considering how big some of the UCS sets are of recent years, like the Millennium Falcon, the AT-AT, Venator, Razor Crest, and even the non-UCS Star Wars sets like Rivendell and some of the new Marvel modulars, the Ninjago City buildings and stuff, it just becomes harder and harder to actually fit all of these in your LEGO collection without everything looking super crowded. And even if you have the space, it's really difficult to kind of like place all of the sets together in a way that makes sense without like sacrificing too much display space. So like I feel like perfection is something that LEGO fans never know, just because it's so hard to like have the quote-unquote perfect LEGO display. It just becomes more and more impossible with just how big these sets are getting and just how difficult displaying them is. And kind of going back towards the high cost of LEGO topic, I feel like display solutions don't really get any cheaper either. It's like actually good quality shelving takes time to build, and also a lot of money if you don't want it to collapse, or just if you want to kind of be able to display as much as you can. A good quality shelf is going to cost a lot. But all of these are like parts of the hobby that I don't really like, and are probably some of the worst parts about being a LEGO fan. But I feel like for me, and I hope that a lot of y'all will relate to this too, my kind of like opinion on like the worst part about being a LEGO fan is definitely FOMO, which is fear of missing out, if you don't know what that is. And I feel like LEGO FOMO is a huge thing that I struggle with as a LEGO fan, as once an already expensive LEGO set retires, the price just surges to a much more unreasonable amount. So it kind of pressures you as the collector to like collect all of the sets before they retire and quadruple in price. Like, gotta catch them all, right? So I feel like some examples of this are like the UCS Death Star from 2016, which has been on my wish list for a while, and also the recent rendition of the Cloud City Master Builder series set from, I believe, 2018. Both of those were like reasonably affordable, definitely like several $100s, but like for what you were getting, they were a decent value. However, as soon as they retired, they've almost quadrupled in price, and it's now kind of turned this like already expensive price into something way worse. For like the Death Star being like $300, or I think it was like $400 or $500, is now like $1,000 LEGO set, and then Cloud City I think is around the same price now, which is kind of absurd. But like take for example like the 2013 Ewok Village. Granted, inflation definitely plays a part in this, but like the aftermarket price is still ridiculous. A sealed copy of the Ewok Village had an original retail price of $250, in 2013. Now in 2024, you'll pay at least $650 for that, which is nearly triple of an already expensive price. And I feel like the absurd price surges definitely trigger kind of like an urgency to buy all of the sets you want while they're still available on store shelves. And I feel like it's definitely still true in 2024, as this is definitely one of the main reasons why I'm kind of like being rushed to buy the UCS AT-AT, because like I feel like you can only imagine how much more expensive an already $850 Lego set will be after retirement. So I really don't want to have to pay that price tag. So hopefully, it won't get too expensive. But like, I feel like every time Lego retires a set, they usually replace it with an even better set, or one comparable to the one it replaced. So like, it isn't the end of the world, but like, if your mind is set on a specific set like me, there's a huge obligation to buy it before it's gone. So in my opinion, the Lego FOMO is like the worst part about being a Lego fan, because I end up buying too much Lego just because I don't want to pay the aftermarket prices. Like, literally a set that I'm not even like 100% sold on, but I think is cool and I don't want to miss out on, I'll still end up buying, and that'll take up more space just because, oh, I don't want to pay double the price of this set in like 2 years or something. So I don't really want this to be a negative video. I just thought it was kind of a fun topic to discuss. It definitely is a negative video, but like, it's still interesting to talk about the downsides of being a Lego fan, because I think it's easy to like only focus on the benefits of the hobby, which there are plenty of. And at the end of the day, I love Lego, and I love building Lego displays and admiring all my sets on display. So like, I'm in no way like losing interest in the hobby, but the hobby isn't without its flaws. And I feel like while we definitely do talk about the flaws of the hobby, I feel like I wanted to give my opinion on it. So that's really just like the point of this video, is just like having me ramble about how much I love being a Lego fan, but also like the parts that aren't so great as well, because I feel like the benefits easily outweigh the negatives. It's like building a Lego set is like one of the most relaxing activities you can do, and displaying the finished sets is even more rewarding, but I just thought it would be fun at the end of the day to discuss the not so great parts of the hobby. So definitely let me know down in the comments what you thought of my big kind of rant here. Do you want to see more of these rants of me just kind of like talking about things in the Lego community? But let me know what you think the worst part about being a Lego fan is in your experience, and what you thought of the video, and be sure to leave a like if you did enjoy, and subscribe if you're new around here. But that's all for today, so thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out. Bye.